Hello guys and welcome to my channel. As you know guys, this is one of the video of the series of video that I'm doing here on my channel to create a drone right from the scratch for the aerial photography. In this video guys, I'm going to do a quick unboxing of this BETAFPV long range ELRS radio receiver module. This is 915 MHz radio receiver modules which I'm going to use on one of my drone builds so that it has the longest range possible. In this video guys, I will also be going through some of the technical specification and features which this radio receiver module has to offer. Towards the end of the video guys, I will also be telling you how to wire this radio receiver module onto your flight controller. So guys, if you are new to assembling drone, ensure that you watch this video till the end so that you do not miss out on any important information or instructions that I have to share. Before we move further guys, if you are new to my channel and not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification icon so that you get the notifications from my new videos. Let's get started. So guys, before we start with the technical specification and wiring diagram, let us see how does this radio receiver module looks like and what do you get inside the packaging whenever you first order this. So here you can see guys, it comes in this silver packaging with the BETAFPV branding onto the back, and onto the front side it is transparent and you can see the contents inside guys. On the top guys, you can see there is nothing more than the barcode and the product name and information guys. So that is what you have on the top. Let's quickly open the packaging and see the contents inside. So this is what you get inside this packaging guys. You have the ELRS radio receiver module itself guys in this transparent packaging. As you can see, we will go in detail in a minute. In addition to that, here you have a T-style radio link or antenna that it came along with this one, which is also something really nice. It looks like a good quality antenna guys, and then you have an antenna connection onto the top. So this is what you get as well. You get some wiring as well guys, so as to be able to solder it onto your ELRS module and then connect it to your flight controller. So this is also something really nice which is included. And then you have the jumper connection pin guys. This jumper connection is used to solder this here onto the pads of the ELRS module guys that you get for the receiver, and then connect it to the transmitter to directly update the firmware which is installed on this ELRS module. So this is also something which is included guys, which I will be doing in my future videos guys, how to update the firmware and then how to configure this all in your iNav and BETAFPV. So ensure that guys you stay tuned to my channel so that you do not miss out on my future videos. What else you get is some QR code information here to download the user manual if you have lost. So this is the introduction card or the user manual QR code guide that is included. In addition to this QR code guys, if you want to go with the physical version, it also comes with this Nano Receiver user module. It is both in Chinese and English. It gives you all the functions and features which it has to offer, but we will go through these information in detail in this video guys, so I will keep this user manual aside for now. Now let us quickly open the ELRS module. As you can see guys, the ELRS module has a very small form factor. It has nothing more than your bind button here, you can see on the top right corner, and then onto the back side guys, you will have your antenna connector pin here so as to be able to attach the antenna here on top of it. It is just you can press it like this so as to install, and then you have some of the pads here onto the bottom. The connection is going to be really simple. Here you have ground, 5-volt voltage, transmitter and receiver. That is what you have to connect it to your flight controller guys. I will tell you how to do that in a minute guys. So here you can see guys, it has a Wi-Fi antenna built on this chip itself guys. This on top side white thing is your Wi-Fi antenna or wireless antenna, so as to be able to flash the firmware wirelessly onto this radio receiver guys, which is also something really nice and advanced guys. As you can see, this is 915 MHz, so this is going to be a long range receiver guys. So you ensure that guys, whenever you buy this radio receiver, you have a compatible 915 ELRS transmitter as well. So this is what your physical specifications look like guys. In addition to all of these guys, it also comes with shrinkable cover. So whenever you are done with your wiring and connection of the antenna guys, you can put it into the shrinkable cover so as to prevent it from any damages during the flight or crashes. So this is also something really nice guys, so you don't have to worry about damaging your radio receiver module which is installed on your drone. So this is it guys, this is the physical specification goes and the contents of the package. So now let's go through some of the technical specification and wiring diagram of this ExpressLRS radio receiver module. So as per the technical specification goes for this ELRS module, this is 915 megahertz module that I have here guys. It comes in two flavors, 900 megahertz and 2.4 gigahertz module guys. The difference being the data transfer speed. So since 915 megahertz is a long range module, so it will have a data transfer speed of 200 hertz. And as you know guys, 2.4 gigahertz module is a short range or relatively shorter range module guys, so it has a higher data transfer speed of 500 hertz. So this is always a trade-off between the type of module that you buy. If you want a longer range, then you will have a slower data speed. If you want a relatively smaller range guys, then you will have a higher data speed. So depending upon the use case guys, you can always buy the type of receiver module that you want. As you know guys, this ELRS module is an open source RC link project guys, which is aimed to provide the fastest possible RC link while still offering the long range performance. But as you know guys, you always have a trade-off between the range and the data transfer speed, so that will always be there, but then it is providing the best possible architecture to have the best possible data transfer speed while providing the longest possible range on a given frequency. So as you know guys, this ELRS module is based on the Semtech Lora architecture of SX127 for the receiver module and SX128 for the transmitter module. So as you know guys, this is the receiver module. This architecture is nothing more than the serial of the chip, which is used for processing the RF data, which is here is SX127.6. So here, as per the pin configuration goes, here you can see it has an RX and TX for data receiving and transmitting, which is going to be connected to the microcontroller or the flight controller which you have, and then VCC and ground for powering this chip. Then you have an IPEX MHF antenna connection pin here where your antenna will be connected, and on the back side guys, you have the bind button guys, which will help you bind this receiver module to the transmitter module just by clicking 3 times in a row, which will put this LED into the blinking mode with 2 blinks at a time, which will tell you that your receiving module is in binding mode, and then you can bind this from your transmitter module or your remote control. Here on the top you can see it has a Wi-Fi antenna inbuilt on this chip. So this Wi-Fi antenna is used to flash the firmware or update the firmware on this receiver module wirelessly as well. So this is also something really nice guys, which is there on this receiving module so that you can update the firmware. It is always recommended update the firmware of the receiver and transmitter module always to the latest possible version guys, so as to have the newest feature possible and also the bug fixes. So it is always recommended guys to update the receiver and transmitter module to the latest possible firmware, and also ensure that both receiver and transmitter modules are on the same firmware version so as to have the binding. Otherwise your receiver and transmitter will not bind. So this is also something important guys to keep in mind. Here guys, telemetry option, which are the information of your drone or quadcopter which is being transmitted onto your receiver module or onto your remote control, is an optional feature guys. But whenever you enable this telemetry option guys, you will have the slower response from your flight controller, as the data transfer will include an additional data which is required to be transferred as a part of your communication between the transmitter and receiver along with your controls. Then now you need to transmit the telemetry or the sensor information which is ultimately being displayed on your receiver module or your hand controller. So guys, definitely it will impact the data transfer speed or the response time of your drone guys. So this is something which you need to take into consideration. Now guys, let us quickly see what are the wiring diagram and how to connect this receiver module onto your flight controller. As you know guys, on my drone I'm going to use this Metexis F765 WSC flight controller, but you can take this guide as a general guide to connect to any flight controller that you have. The pin diagram is super simple guys. All you need to connect is RX to the TX pad or any spare TX pad on your flight controller, TX to the RX pad of your flight controller, and then power it up using 5 volt and ground. So the pin connection is super simple, guys. It is always advisable to connect the power of these kind of modules which get power directly from USB, guys, so that whenever you connect and configure your flight controller, your receiver module also gets powered up using the USB power, guys, so that you will be able to bind this to your remote control easily. Otherwise, guys, you will have to connect the battery every time to your flight controller so as to be able to configure this and bind this. So it is super easy, guys. Whenever your receiver module gets powered up using the USB power, it is simpler to test the channels and configure your remote control without even need to connect the battery to your flight controller. So this is super important, guys. If you have such port on your flight controller, like I have 4v5 ports which gets powered up directly from the USB power, whenever I connect it to the USB for the configuration, my receiver module is also powered up, and it is super easy for me to configure this receiver and connect it and bind it to my receiver and configure my receiver module as well. So this is it, guys. This is the technical specification and wiring diagram of this BETAFPV ELRS 915 MHz nano receiver module. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, please do not forget to hit that like button. If you have any questions or comment, please leave them in the comment section below. I will try and answer as soon as possible. If you are new to my channel and not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification icon so that you get the notifications for all my new videos. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching, and clear skies.